Hello and welcome to this fireside chat for Lesson 7, Chapter 11, titled Personality. I think you will find this chapter interesting on a personal level because it will give you insights into the different components of your personality and where they came from. For example, as depicted in the picture here, each personality has a variety of characteristics such as happy, sad, outgoing, responsible, and many others. Now, at different points in human history, people have been investigating personality. Whether it was 2,000 years ago in ancient Greece, or in the past couple hundred years, our knowledge of personality has increased due to curiosity and research. Here in this picture are ideas from the 1800s that suggest that the temperament part of personality is derived from fluids in the body. Though it was a good start, newer ideas about where personality comes from have replaced these, and that's what the bulk of this chapter talks about. Alright, so first up in this overview of the different personality theories is the famous Sigmund Freud and his psychodynamic perspective. Now, some agree and some disagree with Freud, but his influence cannot be overstated, and the evidence is that you will find his ideas in virtually every general psychology textbook. And here is the central concept of Freud's thinking. It says that we all have three components that create our personality. One is the id. It's sort of the selfish, pleasure-seeking part of us. Another is the superego. This is kind of the angel in all of us. And then the third is the ego, which is the compromiser between the other two. Okay, so Freud has one perspective, and there really actually are quite a few other ideas on personality development. And here are just a few other notable names. That is Alfred Adler, Erik Erikson, Carl Jung, and Karen Horney. All have made interesting contributions to the understanding of personality development, and I'll do a brief overview of each one of them here. First is Alfred Adler, and this isn't the best picture of him, but many of his ideas are in use today, such as the inferiority complex. According to Adler, it's the source of some psychological disorders. He also has some interesting ideas on birth order and how it affects personality, such as being the firstborn versus being lastborn. Next is Erik Erikson, and like the others, he's had a major influence on psychology. One of his most important ideas is seen here in the chart. It's the idea of psychosocial stages. The idea is that our personalities are shaped by how we interact with people. And if you'll notice, stages 5 and 6, that's the age of most college students. 5 represents finding your identity, which can be thought of as picking a career or a college major. And then the next one, stage 6, is about finding a mate. Then we have Carl Jung. One of his major contributions is the idea of introversion versus extroversion, and obviously they're in widespread use today, and each of them does well to describe a large part of human personality. Another important contributor to the understanding of personality is Karen Horney, and one of her main interests was to identify the unconscious mind as a source of anxiety. And as you can see from the chart here, she's come up with a group of coping styles that help people in their everyday situations, such as stress from money and relationships. And now we'll move on to one of the ways we can measure personality. It's called the 5-factor model. And as you can see in the picture, the letters OCEAN, O-C-E-A-N, are used to describe each of the 5 characteristics. It's very useful and very commonly used today. And now the last topic for the fireside chat is the cultural understandings of personality. This topic becomes increasingly relevant because so often in our daily lives do we come across cultures other than our own, and so to understand that and be sensitive to people who are not from our culture is an important part of your education in psychology. Okay, so that wraps up our fireside chat for Chapter 11, Lesson 7 on personality. Please read the textbook to find out more about personality.